What's going on, everybody in YouTube land? Okay, so basically this is going to be my tumbi tutorial video. This is like my millionth attempt. My last attempt I went like well over 16 minutes. I mean, I didn't even know I had that much to talk about, you know, for the tumbi. So at first I thought I was going to make this random, but now I've written down a few things just to keep everything precise, or concise rather. First things first, I've been asked quite often, you know, when I started playing, did I play with songs or did I just learn things on my own? And what I think it's important to know is it does help to have some kind of musical experience. Like, I've been playing the trumpet and piano since I was a child, but even when I had this tumbi, I think I still found it important to play with music. And then after playing with music, I developed my own style. Basically, by playing with music, I think that you learn two fundamental things, and one is keeping tempo, and then the other one is staying in tune. By playing with music, you can keep a constant strum, and it's important to know how to keep a constant, you know, beat going, because if you go too fast or you go too slow, if you're playing with other people, you know, everybody's gonna get thrown off. Even just the listeners will get thrown off a bit, and so it's important to recognize when you're too fast or too slow, so that you can bring it back to the original tempo that you want it to be at. And then the second thing was staying in tune. So that means, you know, not going flat, not going sharp, but, you know, just hitting the notes when you need to hit them. That includes if you need to be flat or sharp, right? So the scale is like C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. A sharp would be C to a C sharp. Or a half step, sorry, would be from a C to a C sharp. Full step would be C to a D. On a piano, it would be like, you know, from one white key to the next white key. That would be one full step. A half step would be from a white key to a black key. Now, it would go something, for example, like this. A full step above this note would be, and above this would be. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and if you wanted to go half step above this note, it would be. It's important to kind of, you know, think of these things when you're playing a song, just because you don't want to be out of the scale, right? You have to keep the same scale throughout the entire song. You don't normally switch it up, depending on the song, obviously. And then again, like, you know, the fact that it doesn't have any markings or any ridges to show where your finger should go, it makes it very difficult. And so that's why I believe playing with music at first is good, just to develop those skills first. And along with those skills comes coordination. And coordination isn't like too big of a deal. Like, well, it's a big deal, but I mean, you know, it's not too difficult to learn. The next thing is, people ask me, do I use my nails, or, you know, do I play with my fingers, like just the flat of my finger? I use my nails because it reduces it increases the vibration of the string to produce a very crisp sound. If you use the flat of your finger is going to absorb a lot of the vibration, and you're going to get this muffled kind of a sound, and that's no good. As for, like, I guess kind of some special techniques, one of them is if you can hear that properly, you know, to produce that kind of, you know, waning kind of sound, I press down on the string with my ring finger between strums. So not when my finger hits this. The strumming finger will never hit the wire when this finger is going to be on the string. It's going to be between the strums. It takes a bit of practice, but it's something that you can learn pretty easily. There's also things like, you know, using two fingers to strum. Now, you don't start off on two opposite sides of the wire. You're going to start on the same side, and you're just going to go. I guess it's kind of difficult for me to do it in, like, slowly, but you're not going to go, you know, like this on the wire, because that would produce one sound. You probably won't even produce any sound. It's just going to look retarded. The other thing, I guess, you know, the biggest thing with the tumbi that you can possibly do is just variations in the strumming, you know, so like or and that will produce different kinds of different tempo, different beat, and you could just like switch it up, whatever. As for like being creative and things like that, I've had these people ask me how do I create some of the melodies that I make on my videos, and it's just from just all from my head, I guess. Like if I think it sounds good, then I'll play it, and it's just randomly. You just gotta experiment, right? There's nothing else to it. It just takes time to develop that kind of an ear. That's why it's important to know you're in tune and not be all over the place. That's essentially it for this video. I've done my best to cut a lot of things out that seem like unnecessary information. So before I go, I need to send a shout out to Justine of UTM for being a fan and adding me on Facebook. Props to you for that. And hopefully we'll set up like a bench concert at UTM. But until then, shout outs to everybody else on YouTube, and I hope you keep enjoying the videos I make. Cheers.